every single person can play a role in that. It's not just name leaders, it's you. I think being a former professional athlete gives me a unique perspective on recuperation, not just rest, not just time away from work, but considering how can I augment the rest of my life so that the moments I need to really perform, I can be at my best. I think workplaces often cite sport as an example. I think they don't really understand what real elite athletes do. If it develops, it's feedback. If it destroys, it is not. Feedback is never cruel. It is never purposefully harmful. It doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt to receive, but it is never, the intention is never to harm. It is to enhance, to improve, to reduce the chance of a mistake in the future. If what you're doing is delivering on that, that's feedback. If it isn't, then it's not. Working with the clients that we work with, it's very clear that it used to be that we could just ignore that there was a world outside, and now that's changed. Now there are people whose families are literally caught in conflicts. Sometimes you'll have people in workplaces who are on different sides of conflicts, whether those are big international conflicts or whether they are domestic challenges that are arising in the politics at home. We can't ignore it, but what we can do is mandate empathy and dignity for our colleagues and train our managers so that they can deliver on that and manage the temperature inside a workplace. Yeah. I'm a big fan of lots of the aspects of AI, automation, and technology. We take advantage of them. Many of them can be good. They can even be enhancing to roles in the future, help people to be more productive, give them time back in their day. What we have to remember, though, is that we will never be in a situation, whether it's with our customers, on our clients, or our colleagues, where we will be without any human beings at all. And the interpersonal relationships between people when we are working asynchronously, when we are working across regions and working with more diverse people than ever, will be more important than ever. So take advantage of technology, but recognize human beings are going to be at the heart of productivity. So empathy is not an anti-performance word. People need to remember empathy is not a word that it automatically is associated with a lack of performance. Empathy enhances performance. Empathy is something that allows the sustainability of performance. Data is really useful to inform, but it doesn't become an insight until human beings have been taken into account. Otherwise, it's just numbers. And what we want is useful insights, which requires us to really consider the impact on human beings. People should remember that the reason that so many employees and colleagues are talking about empathy is because all it takes is a cursory look at the websites of clients, the websites of big organizations to realize that they index on talking about empathy, how much your manager will care about you, how much your organization cares about you, how much the organization cares about their environment or cares about their community. That's the information that colleagues are taking. So what we need to do is make sure that managers are equipped not to be counselors, but to understand that the people they work with are full human beings, not just transactional widgets of productivity. Oh, this list is long. This list is long. So we have now put ourselves in a position where managers are an ever smaller group, and the promises that we make on their behalf on careers websites are ever larger, that they will take an interest in the careers of their people, that they will develop people from low levels of competence and understanding to high levels of excellence, that they are the kind of people who cannot just deal with technical and transactional problems, but are interested in you as a human being. So the demands are huge, but I just want to be clear here. These aren't demands born of entitled young people or some vestige of wokeness. This is because the ways we're talking to our prospective employees informs them that that's what they might expect. Black squares on Instagram, a perfunctory post during an awareness day, week, or month, and an inability fundamentally to answer the second question. If you're on a podium as a leader and you've got prepared statements about International Women's Day or LGBTQ History Month or something else, and you're asked one question afterwards, one follow-up, and you can't answer it, that's performative. Because real allyship is the willingness to examine ourselves, understand what skill deficits we have, and improve them. I don't know if it has shaped my perspective on authenticity. I think people misunderstand that whilst it might be very interesting to other people that I happen to have been a gay person who played professional sports, it actually forms a very small part of my identity. A more informative way to understand me is to know that I'm a big fan of old-fashioned science fiction and some new stuff. So Star Wars and Doctor Who and Star Trek to a lesser extent. If you really wanted to get to know me, that would be the important thing. And so I suppose authenticity is the idea that not just that people can bring their sexuality to work without fear, but the idea that people being nerds and geeks would be embraced. The idea that people who have weird hobbies and odd likes and dislikes could also find their place in an organization without being rejected. That's the kind of authenticity I'm interested in. It's not that you have to tell everybody everything, but what you do curate to tell people they will respect. This is a function of this. It's a number of things. There are some logistical and systematic things that need to be shifted and changed because there are systems in our organizations that will have affinity bias built into them. But also then it's a function of individual skill. Wanting to include people requires a set of skills and knowledge, being able to travel to different countries and know how to interact with different types of people, recognizing that when you go to a different country, not everybody is one thing. Not everybody is the same. Not every woman you meet is the same with the same personality and the same background. Not every queer person, not every black or brown person, not every person from a certain country has a characteristic you can pin your hopes on. And what you really have to do is recognize it requires some cross-different skills fundamentally, but an openness to constant learning. It's you. It's you. That's what I hope people take away. It's you. It's not that person over there. It's not that boss that you want to point out or name. It's not some future heroic figure coming to save us down the pipeline. If you want change, whether that be quicker adaptation to your IT transformation, or whether that be a more inclusive culture, or whether that be really sustaining high performance, every single person can play a role in that. It's not just name leaders, it's you.